Chef Gerard Craft was just 25 when he opened his first restaurant, but he packed a whole lot of experience into his years. An Easterner by birth, he headed west to Utah to try snowboard photography, then turned to the kitchen.
After honing his skills at some of the best restaurants in the West, he settled in the gateway city, St. Louis. Today, he's an established, award-winning star with 4 popular St. Louis restaurants: Pastoria, Niche, Taste by Niche, and Brasserie by Niche. Chef Gerard Craft, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
What have you brought for us here today?
All right, so we have we're cooking food from Pastoria here, so it's, really our love affair with Italy.
Yeah.
We have pistachio ravioli.
Pistachio ravioli.
How did you guys stumble upon the idea for that before you even get into the other dishes?
So really at Niche, which is kind of more of a modern American restaurant, we were working on a dish and we created this braised pistachio puree, and it was actually horribly ugly. The color was awful. Everything was wrong with it, and so we actually decided to try and save it because the flavor was really amazing. We decided it'd be perfect in a ravioli. There you have it.
What else do we have on the table here? I'm looking at what looks like a braised meat over here.
All right, so a lot of these have stories. The braised beef is braised beef and braised carrots. Sounds so simple, but it was really one of the things that blew us away in one of our favorite restaurants in Umbria. Just the simplicity of it, I think, is, that's the definition of Italian cooking.
Mm-hmm. I was amazed because you dropped out of school, right?
I did.
And got a job
number of times.
Washing dishes, basically.
Yep.
So how did you make the leap to cooking?
Okay, so I dropped out of school. My parents were pretty much like, that's fine, but, get to work. And so my friend was managing a car wash in the morning, so I ended up washing cars in the morning, which is the most unglamorous job you can ever imagine. So I found the next best unglamorous job and started washing dishes at a pool hall at night, and I started cooking there. And then I fell in love with the kitchen, not the food necessarily, but the kind of instant gratification of cooking for people and making people happy.
So often when we have chefs here on the dish, they are from one of the coasts. I'm curious, how has the climate and really the resources available to you in the center, how has that affected what you cook?
So I think what we do in the Midwest is we cook humble ingredients. I think, just like the people, I think we're really humble people, but we're kind of affected by the harsh weather climates, and the things that tend to survive are kind of the humble ingredients like carrots, turnips, radishes, these things that kind of get overlooked all the time. So I think what we try to do is we try and breathe new life into that. And I think that's, again, the essence of Italian cooking, really the essence of Midwestern cooking as well.
How did you happen to settle in St. Louis?
So I'm a mutt. I mean, again, I went to boarding school in Idaho, and I went to college in Utah, and I lived out in LA and New Jersey and Washington, D.C. So we saw that Larry Forgione from New York had moved into St. Louis, and we kind of wanted to be at the forefront, at the bottom of building a restaurant scene and working with other young chefs to do something kind of fun and interesting. So there we go.
This Negroni, by the way. I just want to say the Negroni, by the way, is terrific.
Thank you very much.
Are we drinking this straight? Is this cut with something?
Yeah, with ice.
That counts.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. It's the weekend.
Well, I think that's, it's indicative of what I've read is sort of your philosophy, because you say a lot of chefs put 15, 16 ingredients on a dish, and you don't really need that many.
Sure. It's about really trying to express the ingredient. Again, roasted radish bruschetta, bruschetta, just toast and garlic. I mean, it's the perfect vehicle for, any good vegetable. And so we got tons of radishes in the Midwest. So again, it was perfect to highlight the radishes. So.
If you could have this meal with anyone, who would you have it with?
Russell Simmons. I've been thinking about
what an interesting choice.
Yeah. No, he's definitely my idol. I mean, just such a smart businessman. I think he'd only eat like 2 things up here because they're vegan. But other than that, I mean,
excellent pick. I'm going to have you put your signature on that for us.
Okay.
Chef Gerard Craft, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, and for more on the chef and the dish, head to our website at CBS This Morning.